Specialist Chris is now ready to enter in the first known substance for the case. This is done in the substance information area. First, Chris needs to search for the substance nail polish remover. The substance entered in the verbatim field will be searched when the specialist presses enter. Type in equate nail polish remover and press enter to initiate the substance search. We are now joining Chris after his search. After the desired substance has been selected, Toxicol will import the description, generic code, product code, and display them as follows. Quantity allows you to select the unit measurement for each drug. We know that in this case the bottle is 6 ounces. Some possibilities include grams, mouthfuls, tablets, pills, capsules, and even unknown. Additionally, 6 followed by OU could be entered in the field location. Press Tab to complete the quantity dropdown. The formulation is liquid, and we know that the certainty is exact. Chris is now ready to save the substance. He will do this by clicking the Save Substance icon. Chris is now going to add Roxasets in the same manner. It appears as though Chris has searched the incorrect substance. If the incorrect substance has been inadvertently selected, you can use the New Substance icon to clear the substance information and perform a new search. Let's correctly add Roxasets. Let's now complete Roxasets based on the call. The quantity is unknown, formulation is tablets, and the certainty is estimate. Click Save. Percocet will now need to be deleted. Double-click on Percocet in the Save Substance History area and click on the Delete Substance. A generic code lookup has a few differences from a normal substance lookup. Let's review a generic code lookup for benzodiazepine now. In the verbatim field, Chris will now type benzo and press Ctrl G. The generic code lookup table will appear, limiting the selection based on search criteria. Double-click benzodiazepine. The description and generic code will populate. The product code will not populate. Click the Save Substance icon. Let's return to our case in progress and undo these changes. Some poison centers require the specialist to type in the notes section a synopsis of the call for later review. Notes are a good way for specialists to capture the medical narrative. Let's fill in some information from the call. Notice the timestamp when Chris began typing. These timestamps will assist in understanding the timeline of the case. Now Chris needs to capture the clinical effects. Click on the Clinical Effects selection area to display the Clinical Effects window. Clinical effects can be captured in 3 different ways: related, not related, and unknown if related. Let's demonstrate an example of each and see how they are displayed in the clinical effects area. The clinical effects area now has 3 clinical effects. The effect displayed as red is related. The effect displayed as blue is not related. The clinical effect displayed as black is unknown if related. Let's back up and return to our case. Chris will select respiratory depression and drowsiness as unknown if related. Future lab results might be able to confirm if these clinical effects are related. All poison centers are going to have their own standards for capturing clinical effects. It appears as though Chris has made a mistake and selected respiratory arrest instead of respiratory depression. The demonstration video will address this later. After listening to more of the call, there are a few more sections that can be completed. Detailed patient data and exposure information will be covered next. Chris will select human from the species dropdown, then female, and press tab. This is the box for weeks pregnant. He types 99, indicating unknown number of weeks pregnant. Now Chris will select age. Type the number 27 and select the age units dropdown. There are several additional options that can capture a range of years. Alternatively, typing 27Y and pressing tab will select years in the age units dropdown. This can be done with months and days as well. Notice how pressing tab will skip the age selection units dropdown. Toxicol is designed to minimize keystrokes and mouse clicks to help expedite case entry. Let's do the same for weight. Toxicol can do the conversion from kilos to pounds and vice versa. Select the unit you would like to be converted first. In this case, it's pounds. And then select the unit to which you would like converted. Select Yes in the dialog box. Next, Chris is ready to capture exposure time and acuity. Jill said she didn't know when our patient drank the nail polish remover or ingested the Roxasets. Click on the exposure time 3-dot lookup to display the select date time window. Here, the date can be selected, time can be entered, or adjusted with the arrows. Chris will select unknown for the current case. We are now going to enter the acuity based on ingestion. He is going to type A for acute. Routes of exposure for both substances are ingestion. To select ingestion, click into the route selection area. The routes of exposure window will display and Chris will select the ingestion checkbox. If other substances had different routes, Toxicol supports multiple selections.